Good morning. I know it's a little late for me to still be in my PJs here, but we'll just not look at that. Vended at the Italian market last night. Great, love doing that stuff, but at 90 plus degrees, something about that just like sucks your energy out even faster than just like working an event in 90 plus degrees. Can't complain though. It was beautiful. We had like slight breeze that was also 90 plus degrees. But hey, it's like getting blown on by a dragon. Like, you're good. So face your stuff right now. Not like you're getting a choice, because the universe is like, look at it again, look at it. Did you look at it? Look at it. It's been years, 10 plus years since the first instance with graping, right? We'll put it there, sexual assault. And been over 10 years, a little over 10 years, and not once, not over, maybe just 10, but it's not once has this person's name or anything about them other than seeing their car. But it's not their car, because I live in a completely different state, but it's a car that they had back in that time. And, you know, you do a little like, gross, right? Like 10 years and you're still like, how'd he find me? Because like that used to happen. He used to keep like coming to my place and trying to convince me that I don't know what I need, and what I really need is him in my life. And eventually he was just like, I'm gonna show you. Anyway, I don't want to, it's too early in the morning to talk about that. But what I will talk about is the fact that Facebook suggestions today, 10 years, this never happened. Facebook suggestions today, this morning, was like, you want to be friends with him? No, Facebook. No. I appreciate you thinking I want to rekindle something. Whatever. But I'm bringing this up because it's not just me. Like, there's some of us out there that I've talked to, my friends and people around, that keeps happening right now. We're being, look at it. And I'm wondering what it is for. Because it still stung, of course, but not nearly as much as I think it could have. And if anything, it was more like I saw it and I was like this. All right, I see you, because we cannot carry any of this into this next year. We just can't. We are not allowed. Something's happening, something good is coming, and we need our focus and our mentality, and we need to not flinch at gold forerunners. You know what I'm saying? And the universe is trying to show us that like the energy that you'd want to put into, let's say, a business venture or a creative project, or just yourself, maybe your body, maybe your mind, your spirit, whatever, any endeavor is only going to receive a portion of your total focus, because your body and nervous system still flinches at names on a computer screen and a gold forerunner that circles around. That is, I don't think it's punishment. I believe the universe believes that right now in this time period, we can handle facing that, thinking about it, and then redirecting our focus back into our present and recognizing we are no longer there. That things like that couldn't even happen anymore. With the support system we've gained, with the red flag warning system we've developed, with all these things that we've learned and integrated into our way of being, is now who we are. And we need to know to trust who we've become. And I believe that is why it's like, look at it. Because it wants to know, or wants us to know, that these things hold no power over us any longer. And even though in that moment our nervous system reacts in a unfavorable way, that when you really look at it though, is it not just trying to show you the duality of life before and life now? To fully trust the shift that has happened. The new reality that we now operate from does not support our old beliefs. And those old beliefs, those old fears, they need the last of the purging, which is out of our nervous system. Because logically, we know. Logically, we're done. Logically, that's never happening again. Logically. But why is our body this visceral feeling of not goodness, right? So it's like shocking it out of our systems in a way that I feel that. Because we can't keep living in the new world that we've created with the old fears in our nervous system. It's not here conscientiously every day. It pops up every once in a while, but it's felt every day. Oh, that's hot. We'll wait a little bit for that. So we're like being challenged right now to look at the scary things, but then look at the comfort around us. Like, look at the scary thing and call that new friend. Look at the scary thing and go hang out, Look at the scary thing and go immerse yourself in the love that you've built. Because when you think about it, it's the first time maybe that you even had support like this, that you've even had unconditional love. Not conditional, unconditional for all facets of who you are, the depths of who you are. So now that these old wounds are coming up, basically to ask us also, are you going to go drink it away? Are you going to go smoke it away? Are you going to go do a drug about it away? Or are you going to sit with it? And sometimes, going back to the smoking reference, there's a difference between smoking marijuana intentionally for healing and smoking to run away. That's probably the only substance, in my opinion, where you get the choice. You're allowed to intentionally sit with your feelings and still smoke to ease the anxiety, or you can just smoke to escape. And that's why I don't really recommend going to that avenue unless you can trust yourself that you can kind of still stay on that topic and eradicate those emotions. We're not running, we're not covering, we're not escaping. Because what's there to escape in the life that you've built now? If you've come out of this hellscape of a past, and now you're like, got a pretty good semblance of goodness. It's going well. Yeah, there's still challenges. It's freaking life. But you could compare the hellscape to where you are now, and then what's to run from, right? So you can't choose the old responses anymore, because what are you going to run away from? The opportunities you've built out of your trauma? Right, so it's like making you think like, did I build opportunity? Did I actually escape the hellscape of my mind if I'm still being triggered in this way? Yes, you did. You're not in hell. This is just that final, like, we gotta push here. Gotta push to feel, sit with it, but then look at our lives. That is not possible anymore. It's not happening to us anymore. These things cannot happen again. it's a weird, because it does feel different. It feels different than the beginning of the journey and having triggers then. That was like, yeah, you're still in the hell. I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, you're still living in it. But now it's about teaching us to stop fragmenting our minds and separating and looking at our minds as like, this is a demon and I'm fighting demons and then this is that and blah, blah, blah. No, you want to come together. You need to come together. This is the time for that. So look at those demons, make friends with those demons, because they're actually just scared parts of you that have become something menacing or scary, so that it's not as vulnerable feeling for you. But now these demons feel like they're attacking your mind, because they are, because you still haven't sat down and listened to what they're sad about. So you've asked them to protect you for so long, and they have, but now you're plateauing out. You're finding a plane of semblance of peace, and because this is about the journey, not the beginning. We're kind of like, I don't think there is an end, so it's just not the beginning. It's just multiple stages in. These are the different cycles that appear for purging, and that's why they say healing is not just one direction. I can't even tell you how many times I've lapped the same experience over and over and over again, but never in the same way. Never. It's always a different understanding, a different connection, a different realization every single time. So that's another reason how I know that this isn't just like the cyclical fires of hell, that this is actually healing. This is healing. I'm not stuck on the same thing, like the same thing about the same thing. It's the same situation, and then infinite perspectives. Like the sphere analogy we talked about a while ago. Oh, I wish I had one right here, because I would like to use that analogy again and show you, but that's fine. You need to cover all, this guy's kind of spherical. Let's look at him. You need to cover all of the thing. The situation is just like there, but then we live in a 3D tangible existence, so even our experiences and our memories cannot be one-dimensional. It's three-dimensional. So when you're going back into healing, you're healing in a three-dimensional way. It's not just one. It's not just one perspective, one side, one understanding. It's multitudes. It's an infinite. And then I even mentioned, once you cover the 3D outside of the reality of the situation, you then are now placed at the inside looking out, and you have to now cover all of those perspectives. And if you got complex PTSD, man, it's a lot of work. Cut yourself some slack, right? Call a little slackaroo. Trust in the flow. Trust that you're going to be healed, as long as you keep choosing differently. Yeah, choosing differently. Instead of self-destructing when these things come up, you reach out for support. You sit with the emotion. You get assistance. You get that help. That's choosing different. That's a simple way of choosing different. You don't even have to just be like alone and be like, don't do that thing. Don't do the old thing. Just call that person. I'm telling you, there's people in your life that care about you, choosing different. Or I'm not going to do that self-destructive toxic behavior. I'm going to go get bubble tea and sit with it. Just have a little nice sugary sips while I put together the clues from the universe of what I'm leaving behind. Because that's really what it's showing you, what you're leaving behind. I'm also leaving behind lack of effing boundaries, because that goes into me getting hurt in my past. Because I should have called the cops after he kept showing up in my apartment complex parking lot, right? But no, I think I can take care of it. I don't want anyone to feel bad. He just really likes me. No, he likes the idea of you. And once he's conquered that, okay, whatever. Let's not go down that road. That's something for me to journal later. But that's another thing. We talked about that last episode. Get it out. Stop carrying it around. We need to get it out. Even if that's just guttural sounds, just get it out of you. Stop pretending like it didn't happen. Stop pretending like it didn't hurt and crush you. It did, and that's fine. You're not broken. It's all right. We're gonna do this together, like it's fine. You, the universe, me, everybody. We're doing it. You can't. It's like, all right, you guys ever love my movie references, but you guys ever see X-Men First Class? I grew up with the what's his name? Can't even remember. Hugh Jackman. I grew up with like the Hugh Jackman X-Men with like Halle Berry as Storm, right? And then the cartoons obviously before that, because I'm a 90s baby. But this one, X-Men First Class, is where they finally like show you behind the scenes of like the mutants that we all have come to know throughout the 90s and early 2000s. They're like coming of age story, right? So they're showing Mystique, the one who can like change her appearance. She could be anybody, but in her authentic form, she's blue and like spiky and like red hair and like kind of looks like a little bit lizardy or whatever. And in the movie, she is really ashamed of that because she's not the same. She is different, And even other mutants, their powers were more unseen. They're not completely covered head to toe blue and looking like a little bit like a lizard. So she constantly maintained her human form, which was a projection. It's not actually who she is. It's just like who she thought she was to be appealing to humans, to humanity. And so she's working out in one of these scenes, and Magneto, who's like another powerful mutant, he's like can control metal. He holds the dumbbell thingy, this thing, I don't know what that's called, bench pressy thing, and he holds it up above her, and he says to her, I'm not going to quote it exactly, I don't remember, but he's like, you're only half paying attention right now, because half of your attention is in trying to appear normal and okay or whatever. He's trying to appear normal. So then he drops the weights on her, like, oh no, like, startling in a startling way. And for her to be able to catch those weights, she had to drop the facade of the fake appearance, and she had to just be who she truly is. That's what I believe we're going through. Because everything that's built us to who we are today, a lot of it is shame and guilt or hurtful and painful and trauma. So it's hard for us to look at those things as something empowering, as our authentic way of being, that these aspects of what we've been through actually provided a slight amount of like character development and like inducing powers in a way, right? Because we're like different, we're real, we're more real than we've ever been before. But it's almost like subconsciously, we still don't believe, we look at ourselves like Mystique. We're that blue, we stand out, we're this different species that no one will accept. And that's a part of why it's hard for us to almost like let go of our trauma as the pain that it was, and seeing it as the empowerment we have gained. And we constantly put on this mask of unreality so that we don't rub humanity in a way that, hurts their eyeballs. Like, oh no, she's different. Uh-oh. Like, yeah, and we get worried about that. We just want this, like, no waves. But here's the thing. Why'd you go through all of that if you weren't meant to make waves? if you weren't meant to walk out of that ocean as like a creature that no one can keep their eyes off of. But is that necessarily a bad thing, being something that no one's ever seen before? It's called evolution, and that goes back into those movies too. That's kind of what the whole point of those movies are, is that the mutated human gene is actually evolution. This isn't something to be looked at as a disease or something that's bad or corrupted. This is the next stage to human development. So we need to stop putting half of our power and pretending like we didn't have the pasts we had. We were hand-tailored to be the people we are today. And we need to look at all that pain again right now, in my opinion, to notice that whole thing. To just notice that. You're not the same as everybody else. You're super different. And that's not a bad thing. We need it. We freaking need it. We need more depth. We need more soul-level connection. We need less facade, less surface. Like, facade being fake, this appearance for others. And when I think of facade, I think of the word sod, where you get like grass that's already rolled up from another location and they roll it onto your lawn. Right. That's a lot of going out of your way for the appearance of a full one lawn, when in actuality, it's multitudes of these rolled up balls of grass, these sheets of grass, meaning that it's not actually this one appearance of this lawn. It's like this lie almost. It's like a lie, It's not actually there. It's not actually good. It's good. It's just like facade, sod, right? And what's your grass is when you take that dirt in front of your house, right? And you spread seeds and you water those seeds and you aerate that soil and you put the effort into growing your own grass. It's not pieces of lawn from other places. That's not you. That's not your lawn. That's from like a golf course or something. That's not your lawn. Grow your own grass. And that's what trauma makes you do. Or you can choose to get the facade and then, oh, look, my lawn looks really great, but underneath it's just pieces. It's just pieces of lawn. Right? And you're just holding it all together and praying that it takes into your soil. But it ain't coming from your soil. So why would it mesh with your soil? You got 50% chance here. And what are we going to do that with, like, us and society? Like, oh, I'm 50% in. We're good. As long as no one can see that I'm just pieces of lawn. Grow the lawn. Take the time. Stop thinking about society because you're too busy planting seeds, aerating the soil, nurturing your lawn, watering it every day. When you're doing that consistently, and you're not looking for the band-aids of sod or the band-aids of a projected appearance for others, you can put more time into self, more time into your life, more time into your reality, because you're creating your reality and you're not creating it for the appearance of others. You're creating it for you to be able to enjoy this life. So don't rush. Don't care about what others are thinking of you right now. Don't care if you gotta be raw, unedited, and say what you need to say about things. Don't worry about that. I appreciate that personally. Like, I had said something to my friend and it was it was overwhelming. I didn't think of it at the time though, because I was just like, oh, I can help solve the problem. It wasn't time to solve the problem. And I'm glad she said that. She's like, I don't really have the capacity to think like that right now. Like, I had a really long day and like, I can't be thinking more right. And you know what? Being honest like that redirected me into a different way of how I can support her. So like, be honest, be real. Right? Because either two things are going to happen. You're just going to get redirected support to what you actually need, or that person's going to walk away. And if they walk away, they've given you the best gift you could have ever received, because they don't deserve to be in your freaking life to begin with if they're going to walk away that easily. Boom! Right? Real relationships are real things, meaning real talks, real thing, real feelings, real perspectives, reality. And that shouldn't offend people. And if it does, they're not your people. And we need to focus on that. We need to hone in on that. Like, I've just been being Eeyore a lot lately, you know, and I'm not hiding it. I don't care. I'm still fun. I still make people laugh or whatever. But yeah, no, I don't want to like do something crazy right now. It's freaking 90 plus degrees. Facebook thinks I want to be friends with my ex-rapist. Like, nah, dude, I don't want to, like, bullshit about the male, or, like, I don't know why I said that, but, like, you know, it just feels like that when people want to talk about, like, non-nonsense. So, like, from now on, just be real, grocery checkout lady. How you doing? Well, you know, I'm battling some past demons today, but I'm real grateful that my life is the way it is now, and I'm looking at that perspective, and I'm holding on to those blessings, and I feel that true healing coming on. Have a nice day! Because how do you know that checkout lady isn't also doing the same thing, but she feels freaking alone? And you just saying that one thing that's so honest, and it's dropping that perception of how you want people to perceive you in like this fake way, and just being you. You're putting 100% of you into your scenario. You just created a validating connection for somebody. Maybe we need more of that, right? No, not maybe, we do. So, isn't that maybe why people like us exist, right? To be that guide in the dark for the real people living in the facade life, right? To be like, you're good, you can come out of that now. Come on. Because how much longer are we going to go through conformity and copy and pasting of people, right? And I truly believe that comes from not meeting oneself at one's own truest depths. Because at your truest depths, there's a lot of sad you ain't been looking at. But there's also a lot of glad, too. It's just, that's what happens when you go into your depths. That's when you find out things you like and things you don't really like. So a lot of people avoid that, copy-paste themselves, become replicas of others. And then when there's a silence or a lull in their day and they're just looking out the window and they don't know what to do with themselves because they don't know who they are. So maybe it's our job to help those people and to stop seeing ourselves as these victims. Because we have been victims. But we were victims, I hate to say it, but for a reason. And to overcome this is to help heal humanity. And there's chosen people for that. It wasn't meant for us to heal through all this trauma just to then return to the facade. It was meant to be revolutionary and life-changing. So let it change you. Right? I know that it comes with a lot of negative changes as well. I know, trust me. But even those negative changes have taught me to be a softer person. Slow down. Accept the flow. Be easier on my nervous system. Stay in my robe when I'm tired. Like, you know, everything comes with something to learn, and everything that we learn is beneficial to who we are. So, I'm grateful. Do I sometimes get upset that my memory is shot? Yeah, I do. I can remember something clearly and vividly that happened 2 months ago that someone else told me about. But, like, sometimes I gotta print everything out. Like, I just got this acceptance email for an event for August 31st. Just printed it out. I'm not gonna sit here and beat myself up because I forgot I got the email and I forgot to send in the booth fee check. I'm just gonna print it out. I'm gonna tape it in front of me. and I'm going to get it done. It's fine. It's freaking fine. It's all good. I use recycled paper, so don't come at me. This is just what you got to do, right? And that's fine. Because we got like other things that are important. Just existing the way we are and being around other people as our real selves, not as Mystique's projection, as what she thought would be acceptable. No, just be you. And that's what changes the world. It is. So if you're sad, be sad. Happy, be happy. You pissed, be pissed. Tell people about it. I'm pissed. Right? And then you go, all right, yeah, you're pissed about it too? What about make a boundary there? Look how that helped you. Now everybody's going. And you're not a burden. Stop that. If someone thinks you're a burden, get rid of them. I lived in solitude for longer than I'd like to admit because of that concept. People just couldn't understand me, and it hurt even more being myself and being misunderstood than just dealing with myself. So I cut everybody out, and I finally have people back in my life, and they would never do things like that to me. It's insane. So hold out, don't drink poison just because you're thirsty. Find these good people, and even if you don't have these people right in front of you, make friends online, man. Get in a group. I got a group on Facebook called Mindful Living. Go make friends in there, like people with like-minded feelings, intentions, processes of life. Like, just do that. Get that connection so that you can drop the facade. That's what I did. I met somebody years ago online because my spirit woke me up in the middle of the night saying I had to find them. It's kind of weird. And I found, and I've been friends with this woman ever since. And she has guided me and taught me so much just by being who she is, and then us being so similar helped me then implement some of the things, the tools, and her lifestyle way of being into my own. I can't imagine what would have happened if I never found that. And it's holding on to something like that and waiting for better rather than drinking poison just because you're thirsty. You hold on to this golden nugget until more golden nuggets find you. So don't give up. You haven't tried everything yet. When I tried to take my life, I heard a voice in my mind say that as I was losing consciousness. And I didn't feel fear about it until I heard the voice say, "You didn't try everything yet." And it was said like that too. It was because I thought I did. So to hear it with that pause, everything, meaning, yeah, there's an infinite possibility of what you can experience and try and do to better your circumstance or better your situation. And it was from that day forward, I made a vow to myself and a promise to that voice, which I now know as God. I said, "You got it. You damn straight I didn't try everything. I used to be in a girls' ensemble. I loved that, right? Didn't do that since high school. What do I do now? I'm in my church choir." That's what I'm saying, guys. I didn't try everything yet. I didn't try to get back into stuff like that. I didn't try to make better friends. I didn't even try to get sober. I still was doing drugs. You didn't try everything, home dog. So, drop the facade. Aerate your own ground. Plant your own grass seed and water that shit and nurture it every day. And let's say that grass grows to be blue. Who gives a shit? That's your grass. And maybe everyone should be growing bluegrass, or maybe it's a recollection that everybody could grow a different kind of grass than other people. Maybe pink grass, red grass, right? And that's what we need to do. We need to break down the illusions. The illusions. And the more stuff like this keeps happening, these triggers, I recognize that I'm living in an illusion. And I need to break this illusion. Disillusionment. Right? I need to sit and feel and let go. Count my blessings. And keep moving. And trust the flow. All right. I'm going to go. I have to go somewhere. I don't think I showered last night. I should be good. Anyway, sorry for the yawning. All right. See you next week. Have a great day.